Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, where I promised in the last episode we're going to start making some strides to really start to boost the amount of passengers that we're actually transporting around this entire map. Now my goal is actually to transport 1,000,000 passengers. Right now we're currently just a hair under 35,000, so we have a really long way to go. But we do have pretty much unlimited money to go and work with. We only have one line that's basically incredibly unprofitable. And honestly, I don't think I'm ever going to do anything with ships again. I just feel like they are a waste of time and a waste of energy unless things are perfectly aligned and you can get stuff and transport things both ways. I feel like that's really the only way that truly makes sense going forward, if that was ever something that I was going to do. Now, obviously, there's some other things that I should probably take a look at, you know, like, we got a ton of tools sitting over here, more than Jacksonville will really ever know what to do with at all. And I can start transporting more, but I don't know if, I mean, Jacksonville can definitely go ahead and take them. But yeah, so this was our #1 city until I decided to start messing with it. I believe that Austin now is, which is crazy that this little city out here is turned into what it is. And the reason that Jacksonville keeps getting taken out of the #1 spot, even though it actually has a fairly large landmass, is because I keep upgrading the streets and kind of moving things around. So you can see that I put a nice large street all the way through, and I put a large street all the way through here. So I'm hoping that with a little bit of persuasion, we can actually start to see, we can possibly start to see Jacksonville really start to grow. Now, obviously, there's other places that I would really like to put some other ones, but if I start putting like a bigger road there, I'll lose like one of my larger skyscrapers. Not something that I necessarily would like to do, but it might be something that I'm going to have to do down the line. There is something right here that we could easily take advantage of, though, which is right there. And then now that's a nice, fairly large street all the way out, which is good. But I want to show you what we're kind of working on. So, like I mentioned, I want to obviously start moving things around the best that I possibly can. And we've already got a nice start with our underground train system here in Pittsburgh. And we're getting a fairly large amount of people that are moving from Pittsburgh to Elk Grove, and then Elk Grove over to the airport, and then up to Jacksonville and Modesto and Austin. But it's not honestly near enough that I would be like, oh yeah, that's great, right? So what I would like to do is put a couple train lines in. Now, a long time ago I had mentioned that I would like to do something with this train line, and we're going to actually. This line, basically from this station down to this station, was original line from this one. So this is kind of like nostalgic to get rid of this line, but this will also allow Elk Grove to kind of spread out a little bit. But I've already set up a couple passenger lines. Now there is a passenger line here already, and it doesn't need cargo. So what I can do is I can go in to configure it, and I can delete this section of cargo because it doesn't even need to be here anymore. I don't know if I plan on bringing cargo in here by train. I just don't think it's going to necessarily happen. But what I could do is I can put another passenger line, and then that would be on both sides, because I'm going to have a train going all the way down this way. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to send it over to Oxnard. Now, Oxnard I haven't done anything with, and I'm having a hard time deciding where I would like to put this. Like, you would really think, hey, you know, right on the train tracks would be really good, and that might be what I should consider doing. But You know what? You know, that's exactly what we're gonna do. And then I'm gonna modify Oxnard a little bit. So let's go ahead and pause this so that nothing comes over here. Make sure that there's no trains over there. There's a train way over at getting planks, so that's fine. So we will go ahead and have a new station, and what I'm gonna do is get rid of all of this. All of this is going to go. And we want kind of the center of town, so this one right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab a... I'm gonna prepare for it to grow. I'm gonna come straight off there, go over here like this, and I'm gonna go like this, like this, like this, like this, and like that. Pretty much right through. And then through the middle of town here, we're gonna go ahead and put in a couple nice big roads. And then there we go. Now, I created this brand new road in between episodes, and you're gonna see that it kind of goes up a hill, kind of around the bend, and then it goes into a slight tunnel, and then it goes out towards the airport. Now, we could use this airport to get to other areas on the map, like on the other side of the map, because this is one of the furthest airports that I have out here, which could easily be added onto, and I kind of designed it for that. So we got a nice big truck stop that can accept goods coming in, so we can take cargo out, and we also have another train station, and it's all linked up. All of this stuff is, I mean, this is a little bit further away from this, but again, I'm not planning on bringing cargo by train. I mean, maybe I should have considered that, just because it might have been a much better way of doing things in the long run, but because, you know what, always having a cargo line somewhere close by is sometimes a good thing. But I didn't really plan for that, and I definitely probably should have. So what we could do is we could delete this, and we're gonna go into our trains. We're gonna start with a passenger station, and we're gonna go 4 platforms, and this is gonna be high speed. Now, I think I did one of my platforms somewhere as a non-high speed. Can that get close enough to there that... No, it doesn't really look like it can. The only way that I can do it is by putting it over here. And I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, now it's not even close enough to the airport. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna make it as a 4 station, though I probably won't use it as a 4 station. There we go. And then I'm gonna have to replace this one over here as well, because this one I didn't do as a high speed. Yes. Fortunately, I only want 2. And I guess it doesn't matter if the station is high speed, does it? Because it just doesn't. All right, there we go. So what we're gonna do is we are going to run a line on the side of the road. I guess for now we won't use that double station. It can be there for growth. Now this might be a little close, but what I'm gonna do is run something underground. So I want to grab, let's see, I'm trying to think of, where's that? There it is. That's way too close. Is there a way that we could do... underground turn? No, I don't want an underground turn. That at 0. Well, whatever. Let's do length See if we can shorten this thing up a little bit. Collision. If I bring this a little bit smaller. Collision. A little bit smaller. Too much slope. Much slope, of course it is. And a collision. Of course. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete this. Again, I'm not really worried about money, to be honest. I know I'm going to lose a ton of money on this project. As long as it's in range of the... I guess I could make it just a bigger... Nah, I don't want to go. I don't want to go that big, to be honest. As long as they're in range of the entrance and the bus stop, so that people can. Because eventually, I might put a passenger line here, and then they can just jump on here, and then they could go, or take a bus here, or they come in instead of jumping on. They can have a choice of what transportation they get when they come in, or how they get out to the airport. Really, ultimately, multiple things is always good. Track construction, let's do this. That actually works. Okay, so if we go like, say like 80. Right there. And then what we can do is do the high-speed track. Which I would love to convert this into like one of these things, the ballistic trains. That would be really, really cool to do. Okay, so let's see if we can find this track. And let's spin this around that. So if we go down, come on, autosave. So can we... Is that seriously not enough for it to go underground? Okay, so let's try... Can I not go underneath the... Oh, if this is the case, then I am... Oh, I'm disappointed if that's the case. Well, it looks like it's definitely going to be the case. Okay, that is kind of a bummer. All right, let's try the other side of the road then. Buildings. We need to make sure that it's in range of... there, and then we got this. And... construction. Okay, I hope. I mean, you would think that with underground something, you'd be able to just... There we go. Seriously, you can't go underneath that either? Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a problem. So I can't go under the industry. So if I... do something like this, right? And put that there. I wonder if that will, if I did something like this, and if I just run that right next to it. And then we can run it. Kind of underneath the road. I mean, that's really all I could think about doing that. And then we could maybe pop it out, say like right about in this area. Then, oh, I didn't even put the station over here, did I? Okay. So the station... I want these to go on the other side. So if I can put the station, perhaps... I guess I didn't even need to get rid of that, did I? I could put the station all the way to like there. I have an idea. So let's do... 3 tracks. Four track. The last one I can't even do 2 tracks because that is rather unfortunate. Well, okay, this is just gonna have to be like the best guess possible then. I hope that's good. Let's go with configure, and then let's put in a cargo. I knew that was going to be a problem. And we'll get rid of these. Fortunately, these are pretty straight. Let's do cargo. And then we'll do tracks. And then we'll need platforms again. There we go. So now what we can do is we can hook up actually we need to go into this one. And we need tracks here. So tracks from there to there. mean, it looks like in theory it would work, but... Okay. So what I would like to do is put in train construction there and there, so that way it goes right underneath this road, which is beautiful the way that it's working out right now. Tracks, and then what we're gonna do is, oh, I guess we could do construction then, and then just have it come right back out. So it's not snapping the way that I want it to. Oh, hang on. It snapped there for a second. So right there. Come on, snap there. You know you want to. There we go. So I got that all set up now. So now it's just a... Well, okay, that looks maybe not the way that I wanted it to be. Is it? Yeah, this is from a, you know, from the above it looks really good, but from there not so much. So I gotta fix this. So yeah, what we gotta do is just kind of bring this track back pretty much all the way to here. And I kind of figure out what I needed to do, and that actually worked out okay. So let's do our tracks here. Make sure that that's in the ground, and we'll lead it to about there. And bring it to... Let's see. Now let's see if this will work. So it should snap in. There's the snap. Perhaps like right about there. And then we could do tracks. I guess what we need to do is just do this. Kind of take an idea of like how that actually looks right there and fix this the best that we possibly can so that it's... It looks like it's about that far of a distance. Is it going to be absolutely perfect? Probably not. Yeah, so move over just a little bit. Oh, that's pretty close though. So if I do this with the tracks, bring it to there, and all the way up to there. Yeah, I mean, that is pretty close. And we can go all the way back. That way we're keeping the speed. I feel like we're gonna have to replace these all anyway at some point. Alright, so now this is where things are gonna get a little bit interesting, because what is this saying now? Ultimately, I need this to go away. What is this? Could not connect all stations. Did I miss something underground? Maybe this is just not gonna work. So after a lot of finagling, I was able to get this the best way that I could get it, and it is at top speed, and the tunnel comes out right about here. And I'm wondering if I should just... I mean, I think that will be okay. Though I do want to grab... Let's see, where is that tunnel? Do that. It's an $8 million line, you guys. That is insane. That's okay, we got the money. I'm not worried about 8 million. Considering that I have like a line that I haven't done anything with to really fix it. Oh, no. Please don't tell me that. What are we hitting? Seriously, the end of that? Are you kidding me right now? That's the problem? Then fine. I'm just gonna get rid of that problem, because after a whole bunch of this finagling that I've done, I am tired. I just need to go ahead and get this thing connected. Now what is it Now what is it colliding with? Come on now. Wait, is it going on the wrong side there? Hello? What are we doing here? No, that's the right side. Looks like it's going the right way. Interesting. There we go. Now it's coming out of the tunnel. Now it shouldn't be a problem. Whoa. All right, brilliant. There we go. So we have a brand new line. Now we need to go ahead and put this thing back. So I guess what we're gonna have to do is All right, well, let's see what we can do with the train station. This is going to be a cargo station. We only want 2 tracks, and I'm only going to make it 160 meters long. Hey, well, I mean, we might be able to do more. Yeah, we're going to do 240. Oh, so now it's going to let me put it back. But what was it colliding with that I just wasn't... I'm gonna put it, I guess, all the way to there. And if I were to put the tracks in, how would this look? Doesn't look that bad, does it? I mean, it's right before a station anyway. All right, let's see if we can kind of get, let's do that and that. There we go. And there we go. That should, how does that not solve that problem? Is there something that I'm missing here? Huh. Well, that took me a lot longer to figure out what the problem was, and believe it or not, it was actually this station right here. These tracks did not have electric, and I could not figure out what it is. I literally went down this entire path multiple times to figure out what it was, and eventually I found it, so that's good news. So now the last thing, well, there's a couple more pieces that we have to go ahead and finish, and I'm actually just going to do that off camera so we can go ahead and finish up this episode. But what I'm going to do is run track from the airport down to Coral Springs, and then from the airport to Oxnard, and then we'd have Coral Springs, Oxnard, Elk Grove, and Pittsburgh kind of all set up, which I know that was kind of a lot for just like one episode, but it's just a lot of tricky placement and new lines that just need to be ran, and it kind of is what it is, unfortunately. But I will be back as soon as I finish up these lines. So I was able to go ahead and finish up the entire line, and I've actually modified the line itself, including what platforms everything is going to be at. And yeah, now we just need to get people on the train. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and replace a lot of these vehicles as well, because whew, not good. So I just want to take a look at while we were working on this and see what Jacksonville is the most connected city or most public transportation, but Austin is a little bit ahead of it. It's not massively ahead of it, but Elk Grove actually has grown a little bit. Miramar used to actually be up here. Modesto's growing. Memphis is, so yeah, these are all pretty good things, right? So we just need to get some people on this train. Where? Okay, it's right there, and it's not gonna get anybody on it right now, and I think that's fine. I would just like some people to get on the train, considering that I spent, well, actually, let's take a look at how much money I spent on this thing. I bet it was ridiculously expensive. Yeah, so 69 million, 44 million, 40 million. So we're looking at $150 million investment basically so far for this project, to get people to start going, oh, hang on, we got a first person. And they're going to Pittsburgh. They're going to be waiting a long time for this train to go all the way down and come all the way back. Now, what we're going to start to see, though, is we're going to see a lot of people going from Elk Grove to Pittsburgh, and a lot of people going from Pittsburgh to Elk Grove. But we're not going to see a lot of people going from Elk Grove to Oxnard, but we will see a lot of people going from Oxnard to Elk Grove, and then kind of the same thing. Like, I mean, the closest airport for these guys is right here, so makes sense for them to get on the bus and go into the airport. And maybe I should kind of have its own potential train line as well. Now, there is one other thing that I do need to actually go ahead and do, and that is to put some signals on this line. So starting right here, we haven't put any signals, so let's go ahead and just do autosig. We'll do 300 a piece, and we'll just, there we go. And then that's gonna go all the way to here, and then we can do another one from there, and that's gonna go all the way out to the airport, and then we'll just kind of go from there, and that's gonna go all the way out to Coral Springs, and then we can kind of go back. We can kind of put it roughly in the exact same spot, going back. Then we're gonna have one right there. And that looks like it made it all the way. Beautiful. Now this train should just be flying. Oh, not going as fast as I thought I was going to. Here it is. Nope. Where's this train at? Did it go back to Pittsburgh? Oh, it's already over in Coral Springs? Oh my god, that was fast. Okay. All right, that was pretty crazy. Now, I do want to take a look at this because it's very bad, so we're gonna have to replace this regardless. So we have this new one. I just want to see if that by chance is the fastest one. It is the fastest one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and replace, and then we'll just put a couple. And I'll just do this. I go away. 23, so 46. I'll just replace it with that for 20 million. So now we're at $170 million investment for this tiny little train. This thing's gonna just fly through the tunnel, isn't it? Okay, that was a weird little, do you see a little, like, jump? Didn't really know what to do. But now at least we have a couple of major cities, and this line, I mean, this is a good test because I'm kind of dealing with previous track in this area, and this is really the only area that truly has a lot of train track to begin with. So I think for the most part, I should be okay with that, but this is a massive tunnel. I mean, this thing cost me, what, $10 million to build this tunnel? It's definitely not going to pay for itself, I can tell you that much, but... And here we are, we're coming into Elk Grove. And how many people are going to jump on board? More than I thought there was going to. But... And then this is just a super fast train over to Pittsburgh. And then look at that, it's kind of cool because then it just meets up with the track that we had just passed like a little bit ago. And just on the other side, because we are on the left side coming back, and now we're on the right. And I think that's just really cool how that is all just kind of worked out. And then this is like the beginning efforts of an underground station, which I might do more with at some point, but it's just a very unique... Oh, there's a lot of people here. Kind of a unique setup. Everybody's getting off in... Wow, there's a lot of people going back. Really? Oh, there's still a lot of people there. I mean, does it tell me where they're actually wanting to go, though? No. Then we got 6 people that want to go out to Oxnard. Unfortunately, Oxnard just doesn't have anybody. And neither does Coral Springs, which is kind of rough. So I'm going to have to get bricks out here somehow. I'll have to figure out how to do that because we need to get Oxnard to grow a little bit. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you guys did, make sure that you guys go and like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next one.